Hello and welcome everybody to a new video tutorial by Anna von Lucy Paper Crafts. Thank you for tuning in. Today I have another card to share with you using the Crafting with You bundle. You find it in our annual catalog on page 91. And this is a portrait format that is 4 1/4 by 11 folded in half. And yeah, let me show you how this card comes together. So I'll put it over here. Well, I put it back in my clear envelope so I don't get any smudges on there. So here is our little kit. Like I said, I have a basic white thick cardstock card base, 4 1/4 by 11 score and folded at 5 1/2. Then I have some designer series paper from our, gosh, where did I put the pack? Just give me 1 second. So this is our new online exclusive paper, One Horse Open Sleigh. It comes in the 6x6 and has all these adorable nature scenes, like really beautiful imagery there. But it also has a lot of textures on the background, and I love this wood grain image here. And what I did was I cut one of the 6x6 sheets to 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, and I lined it up in my paper trimmer. Let me show you if I can without, sorry if I'm making the light shake. So what I did was I took my designer series paper and I lined it up one side, one corner, and one over here, and then, hold on. Let me show you on the card base. I think that's easier. So I lined up one corner. Can you see that? At 1. And the other one at 1 inch over here. So just take a second. And then I cut it in half. That way you actually have 2 matching pieces, or you have 2 pieces the same size for your card base. So this is the one that was down here. So, and now I can use it for my card that I'm making now for you guys. So we can go ahead and glue that down. I'm going to put some Stampin' Seal on there. And there. Okay, make sure your card base is the right way. Yeah, okay, just want to make sure that it's in focus. Okay, so what I like to do is actually use my work surface to help me get everything lined up nicely. Okay, now, and then from the same pack of paper, I have this piece. It's the full length of 6 inch or 5 1/2, something like that. And it has this really cool pool party pattern. And yeah, I don't know, the back side of it is, you can see I have bits and pieces here, is this sunset or sunrise scenery from the paper. So anyway, so this is just a 1/4 inch. And I'm going to, wish me luck, I'm going to glue that down at an angle. So if you have a steady hand, which I'm trying to do right now, I like to actually just put my glue right on my card base. Oop! Of course I have nervous fingers now. And because it's both designer series paper, it's the same thickness on the card base, so it's really lining up nicely. You can just push it against it. Okay, we're going to let that sit for a second and just dry, and then we'll snip off the ends there. So let me get that out of the way. Now the other bits and pieces that we have here that we're going to need is a big piece of basic white cardstock, and that's where I'm going to stamp my easel and canvas in Pecan Pie. let's see here. Did I have something? No. Okay, so that was the only thing, pecan pie, so we can get that out of the way. Now, I'm going to be stamping next to it. So let's just get all of our stamping done and then do some die cutting. I will be stamping the brushes in Early Espresso. My Early Espresso, I just re-inked it so it's super dark. Yours may not be as dark. Let's see here. And what I like to do is actually get a few just so I have some to work with in case I screw up my coloring here in a second. And then, oops, I need that again. I will stamp this little cute basket in Early Espresso on a scrap of pecan pie. So, oh, that's really dark. On my sample card, it wasn't that dark, so let's see. Let's try this. I'm going to be cleaning this up in my chamois. And let's use pecan pie. Let's see. I made my sample before, and then I realized that my Early Espresso was really weak. So I re-inked it. Yeah, I think I like that a little bit better now. But I wanted a really dark color, but not, I could have used Memento since we're going to be using Stampin' blends. But yeah, I didn't want to mess with that. Now let me cut this apart though. So it's going to go through our die cutting machine a little bit better. Okay, so now let's stamp our sentiment. Like I said, we have all these bits and pieces here. So You Inspire Me, I really like that one. Oop. That was almost an oops. That's why I skipped the S. I knew. So you see, and I really need to re-ink my shaded spruce, but I think we'll be fine. Okay, so You Inspire Me, and then let's see here. So that's done, and then I'm gonna be bringing in. I'm all over the place. The thing is, I know what I want to stamp, so we're gonna color this. This is done for die cutting. So, and then I want to stamp two more things on here. I want to stamp this little heart. Let's see, make sure that it's clean. So I'm going to stamp one heart down here in Highland Heather. And it has this really nice, almost like watercolor texture, so that's really cool. And then the other one on Pool Party to pick up the designer series paper, that little strip that we have on our card. So just cleaning that up again and ink it up. And that's going to go up here. Okay. So now let's see here. And then I'm going to need one more heart. Also on my basic white piece that I can do down there. All right. Well, the good thing is now I have all the stamping done, and which means we can get our ink pads out of the way, our dirty stamps, and just bring all the other stuff back in. Okay, so now this is going to be die cut. That is done. Now, the blends that I used are also the coordinating colors. So Pool Party, and always the dark one. Dark Pool Party, dark Shaded Spruce, and dark Highland Heather. And, I mean, you can color these any way you want. So now I have to pick one that I think this one turned out the nicest way. So I'm sorry if you see my hair now. I'm trying to not get in the way. Let's see here. I colored this one. And I did Pool Party. This one. And it's really up to you how you want to do this. I mean, there's no right or wrong. And I'm just trying to pick up some of the colors that I used and some shaded spruce on this one. And yeah, I think that was it. All right, so let's see here. The reason I cut this down is because I'm going to be using our little Stampin' Cut and Emboss. Let's see if I can get that in the camera here. So now we're going to be pulling out all of our dies from the Crafting With You dies. We're going to need the basket, the brushes. What else are we going to need? Oh, and the big easel and our little hearts. I think that's all of them. So we're going to start with this. I'll be using a little bit of tape here. So I can use these on future cards. Now, where's my other plate? Oh, hiding under the paper. Okay, so let's see here. Okay, out of the way. And then we have a little basket here. So yeah, I think I'm going to go with the pecan pie on pecan pie. Oh gosh, I'm making a mess here. So let's line that up. Okay, and then I had my little heart there. I guess I can do that now. I hope I didn't cut this too short now. No. Okay, so that's the one in shaded spruce that I'm cutting out. Oh, it's awfully quiet. So. So got a little basket there. Okay, and then last one is the biggest one, our easel with the sentiment. Ha! I almost got a perfect banner there. Okay, come on. Let's see here. I remember this one was a little bit trickier to line up. So let's see. Yeah, looks good. So make sure we're not moving anything. So I think this whole set of dies, the Crafting With You dies, actually work in our mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss. Because I think this is actually the biggest die in the set. All right, let me get this out of the way. There we go. Just taking these off and then pop that out. Don't put it down, put it away. So that's done, that's done. All right, so now this should have had enough time to dry. Oh, wish me luck. I have a tendency to cut into my cardstock, so I'm sorry if I have to bring this up. Like, I tend to kind of do a dent there, and I hate this. That's why I prefer to actually, even if it's just a tiny piece of designer series paper, I prefer to use a trimmer. So just give me a second here. Okay. Whew. Okay. All right. So then let's get this assembled. Now I will be putting a little bit of Stampin' Seal up here. It's just easier. And then I'll be using my applicator. So this is just, I know people have been asking, so this is just the multi-purpose liquid glue, our Tombow glue, in a small applicator bottle. It just allows me to do really fine lines. So have some Stampin' Seal here, and then I just put some liquid glue down there. So, and now I'm putting it pretty much, let's see here, right in the middle. So I'm not popping this up because I feel like this would be complicated to get the dimensionals under here. So, and since the designer series paper is one level and it's really thin, I think it works out to have it like this. Okay, then I'm gonna put a little bit of adhesive back here for our brushes. Let's see. Okay, so those I'm going to pop up with dimensionals, if I can find them. Where did I put them? Those are not my dimensionals. I feel like they're right there and I don't see them. Ha! There we go. So, pop, pop. And then one up here. Wow, I feel like we're super fast despite all the die cutting. So, and then let's see, how do I do this on my sample card that you don't even see? Because I put it way up. Okay, so just putting it right down there. So, and then I have this little banner here that I die cut with our Nested Essentials dies. These cuties here, I love them. I've been using them so much. I don't know why I waited for a little while before I got them. They were just released in our new annual catalog back in June. But these are really awesome. And this is the smallest one. And just to have, I felt like the card was a little bit naked up there. So I like to have a little bit of a piece there. And I'll have a little tip for you here. When it comes to card designing, I know that's, you know, we all want to be creative and oops, sorry if I bumped into the light again. Let's see if this is straight. No, it's not. Okay, just give me 1 second here. Now you could pop up that little heart with a dimensional, but I'm just going to glue that down. Put a little bit of adhesive there. Take my Take Your Pick tool. That's where it's really super handy. Take my shaded spruce heart and put that right on there. We got to give it a little bit of a push. All right. So now, why did I put it all the way out there? When I'm not a trained artist. You know, I didn't go to art school or anything like that. But I mean, there's certain, I don't want to say rules. You can craft however you want, or, you know, create your projects. But when it comes to like composition on a card, if you can somewhat make it at a, you know, one straight line, and I don't mean just like horizontal or vertical line. This is diagonal, obviously, but it just balances out a little bit with the basket and the brushes down here. And so I felt like there was something missing up here, but I didn't want to put a bow on here. Yeah, I felt like this was just a neat little, you know, detail. This is something a lot of scrapbookers do to balance out their corners a little bit. So yeah, I thought that was a cute little thing up there. So bringing in my tinsel gems that I've been using all week. And yeah, let's put some of those down. Take my take your pick tool. And now we're really gonna put on some gems here. So I'll put some one there, and a big purple one over here, and a small one over there. And let's see, I did a small one. Yes, I'm going by my original sample, so I'll put one there. I'll do another one of fresh freesia down here. And then I do one more in Lost Lagoon down here. Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Technically that's an even number, but divided by 2, it's an uneven number. So, you know, so we have like still our little triangle thing going on here. So, yeah. Anyways, like I said, I rarely get around to really using up all my embellishments, since I usually just use 3, if any. But I'm really trying to be a little bit more open to using more of those embellishments, because I know you guys love them. So anyways, here's the card. Here's my original one. So not a different color combination this time, or, you know, like I did with my previous projects. But so I'm not going to be asking which one you like best, unless you have a preference for the darker background here than there. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed today's card idea. And I would love it if you leave me a thumbs up if you enjoyed the video. If you're new to my channel, then hop on over and, you know, give me a subscription so you get notified every time I upload a new video. If you have any questions about the, you know, about the cards, about my projects, you can always leave me a comment and I'll try to get back to you as soon as possible. And if you would love the written tutorial with pictures, supply list, measurements, all of that, for these projects, make sure you're on my email list. Just go to annavanlucy.com/newsletter. You also find that link in the description, and I will also put it in the comments and pin it at the top, because my email subscribers get the bonus of getting the tutorials, written tutorials, as a PDF download every week for my projects that I've posted. So anyways, again, thanks for tuning in, and see you next time. Bye!